Janja Garnbret has made the female first ascent of Bügeleisen sit V15 or 8C in Austria. This is Janja's hardest boulder problem to date and makes her only the 7th woman to climb this grade. And the details surrounding her ascent are spectacular. Let's just say she climbed the problem more than once. We'll talk about that more in a second. My name is August. Welcome to August Climbing. It's great to have you on board for today's episode. We have several exciting pieces of climbing news to cover today, so let's start off by talking about Janja Garnbret. This one came as quite a surprise to me, since I figured that Janja would be focused exclusively on indoor climbing at this point in preparation for the Olympics. But I love to see her including a few outdoor sessions in her training, or maybe it feels like a nice break from the rigors of training. So here it is from May 13th. Janja shares on Instagram, Bügeleisen sit 8C/V15, female first ascent, dream boulder done. 2 years have passed since I sent the stand start of the boulder and was just waiting for the right time to come back and get my revenge on the sit start. Today was the day. Came back way stronger and moves felt a lot easier than they used to. Took me less than half an hour to get the moves dialed in and send the boulder. Proud to be the first woman to get this one done. Funny side note, wasn't happy with the video Roman took of my ascent, so I actually went for another go and climbed the whole thing again. I would personally call that funny side note a mind-blowing side note. I would love to hear how that conversation went with her coach Roman. Was it chill, like, no big deal, I'll just climb that V15 again? And you can see here her flow and the speed and ease with which she climbs this boulder. It's no wonder that we refer to Janja Garnbret as the GOAT. Now, a little background here. In March of 2022, Janja posted a video of her female first ascent of Bügeleisen 8B+, the stand version of this problem, which is of course what she referred to in her post. The stand was put up in 2001 by Clem Lascott, but it wasn't until 2014 that Nalle Hukkataival established the sit start that bumps this problem from V14 or 8B+ to V15 or 8C. With this send, Janja becomes, by my count, the 7th woman to climb V15. Here's the list of female climbers who have sent V15, with 3 of them happening just last year. If there's anyone that I've missed in this list, be sure to let me know in the comments. And I can't wait to see what's in store for Janja Garnbret, both in the Olympics as well as other future incredible outdoor sends. Next up, let's talk about Ryuichi, Murai, and Burden of Dreams for a moment. Last episode, we talked about Ryuichi's near send of this V17 or 9A boulder. Unfortunately, his trip to Finland has now ended. From May 5th, he wrote, "Before heading to Finland, I thought that 2 weeks was too short to conquer the world's hardest line. However, I was happy that the results were better than I expected, and I learned a lot of new things in this limited time. I hope to come back again in the fall. We'll look forward to seeing Ryuichi out there again later this year." And as of yet, I have not seen any additional updates from Aidan Roberts or Sean Bailey regarding their projecting of Burden. But hopefully we'll have some more updates on that in the near future. And shout out to Sket179 and Minnie for your comments about visiting the Burden of Dreams boulder in person. It was cool to hear about your experiences visiting this iconic boulder, everything from meeting Ryuichi to hearing about the holds themselves, or a tarp that's stored away neatly at the back of the boulder. I appreciate your comments a lot, and hopefully I'll get to join you out there in person one of these days. Next, let's shift our focus to a V15 or 8C first ascent in Japan from Nomura Shinichiro. This was shared on May 12th, and you can see the insane speed at which Nomura is moving in this roof section. The problem itself is called LOCO, and is an extension of LOCA V14 or 8B+. And how about that right-hand throw to a mono pocket? Talk about a problem where precision is required. Next up, we've got Elias Iagnemma with some impressive feats of strength, as well as a bouldering first ascent. From May 8th, he shares this reel pulling on a 2 centimeter, aka 20 millimeter edge, with a single hand, pulling 110 kg or 242 pounds, well over his body weight and a personal best. Insane. I mean, maybe that's what it takes to be able to climb Burden of Dreams. Then if we look at Elias's post from May 1st, we see this beautiful line, La Methode 8B/plus first ascent, so this would be V13/V14. He says, one of the many projects in this incredible place. I had the opportunity to see this entire sector grow and develop over the last year. All that remained was this unfinished line that had rejected me the last time. But not this time, where I fortunately sent in my first day on this little trip. So clearly, Elias Iagnemma is still hard at work following his success on Burden, and in this case, putting up a really nice first ascent in his home country, Italy. Here's another one that I want you to see from Jake Mason. This was shared on May 11th. It's Ascend of Midnight Lightning, one of the most iconic boulder problems in the world. This is located, of course, in Yosemite, in California, in the United States. And it comes in at a grade of V8 or around 7B/7B+. This caught my attention because I really like seeing the angle that this is filmed at, especially when it reaches this famous mantle move. Jake spoke about that move, saying, history and location aside, that mantle is absolutely outstanding. Easily the most unique move I've done outside and just high enough to give you the full thrill. The other reason why I wanted to include this one today is because it gave me the idea of doing a standalone episode on the world's most iconic boulders. So that would involve less of a climbing news episode and more of a profile on these iconic problems. Let me know if you'd like to see something like that, and also which boulders would be included in that list of most iconic or most famous. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. All right, let's talk about a route send real quick, and then we'll finish off today's episode with a bit of comp climbing coverage. Anna Belen Argudo has sent La Fabela para Enmienda 514D or 9A. Pardon my poor pronunciation. This one is located in Santa Linya, Spain, and is a second of the grade for Anna. This route comes in at about 55 meters or 180 feet, climbing the full height of this cave. It's a classic link-up of two routes, La Fabela and Novena Enmienda. It was first ascended back in 2008 by Edu Marin, with a second ascent occurring on the same day by Danny Andrada. And Janja Garnbret made an ascent of this route in 2018, but very nicely done by Anna on this incredible ascent. In regards to the comp climbing scene, we recently witnessed an exciting World Cup in Salt Lake City. In the men's boulder final, we saw Sorato Anraku come out on top, followed by Meiichi Narasaki and Jakob Schubert. Sorato topped an impressive 3 out of the 4 boulders, while the next nearest competitor topped only 1 boulder problem. One of my favorite moments of the competition was this buzzer beater from Jakob Schubert, matching on the final hold with a second or maybe even less to spare. In the women's boulder final, Natalia Grossman came out on top, flashing the first 3 boulders and claiming a zone on the final problem. Natalia was followed by Oriane Bertone in second place, and Naile Migden in third. Brooke Rabitou also made the finals and placed in 5th. But now these athletes are gearing up for the Olympic Qualifier Series, which is set to begin very shortly, with Part 1 in Shanghai the 16th through the 19th of May, and Part 2 in Budapest the 20th through the 23rd of June. For athletes who have not yet qualified for the Paris 2024 Games, this is a huge opportunity. In the boulder/lead event, for example, the top 10 men and the top 10 women at the end of this 2-part series will be awarded an Olympic ticket. I will link to a list of the athletes who you can expect to see participating in this exciting series. Among them are folks like Adam Ondra, who has already arrived in Shanghai. You can see him getting in shape here for the qualifiers. And of course, Alex Migos and his team have arrived in Shanghai as well. I am wishing these athletes all the best of luck as they compete. And of course, I will especially be cheering for Team USA. In the women's boulder and lead event, we're likely to see 4 women from the US participating, including Brooke Rabitou, Anastasia Sanders, Kyra Condi, and Kylie Cullen. But who would you be the most excited to see to claim a spot in the Olympics? Let me know in the comments. And hey, my name is August. Thank you so much for watching.